For these series of tapings, we are not going to be in our offices in Boston, Mass. We are actually being hosted for these series of tapings by the law firm of Tarlow Breed Hart and Rodgers in downtown Boston. And if we're going to be talking to Tarlow Breed Hart and Rodgers, who best to start with than Ed Tarlow, the founder of the firm, and also the founder of the Family Business Association. Welcome, Ted. Welcome, Ed.
Thank you, Jeff.
I got all mixed up there.
That's okay. I've been thinking of entrepreneurship as I sit here across from you at the table, Jeff.
Yes.
And I've been thinking of my age, okay, and my size. And I don't look like an entrepreneur, even though I wear a suit, all right? And I am quite elderly. I'm the eldest statesman of the firm. But in fact, Jeff, I still am an entrepreneur.
I've always thought of you as an entrepreneur. I don't always think of you as a lawyer, but I do think of you as an entrepreneur. And that goes way back, doesn't it?
Yeah, yes, it does. Most people think entrepreneurs are 22-year-old kids. They got a PhD from MIT,
right?
Okay, in some technology, operating out of their garage, okay? And that's the typical view of an entrepreneur. Very few people view entrepreneurs as 75-year-old lawyers sitting in a corner office overlooking Copley Square.
Yeah, but once a gunslinger, always a gunslinger.
Once a juvenile delinquent, always a juvenile delinquent.
Well, maybe in my mind. I don't know about in actions. But why don't we go back a little bit? I am a big fan of Rocky and Bullwinkle into the Wayback Machine, and talk to us about the origins of Ed Tarlow, the entrepreneur. How did it all start?
Desire to be completely mobile and free. Immobility and freedom of actions and freedom of charting your own course through the tour of duty here on planet Earth just became very important at a very early age. And I saw the practice of law in creating a law firm that gave me mobility and the ability to be free.
When did you decide you wanted to start your own law firm?
Well, when I interviewed some of the sole practitioners out there that I might choose to work for, because the large firms didn't particularly hire certain kinds of people. You had to be number one in your class at Harvard, and in my ethnic background didn't allow to be hired for most firms in Boston.
Right.
And so I decided to create my own law firm downtown Boston and build a major firm in one of the great financial centers in the United States and on planet Earth, which we've accomplished to do.
It's true. You've had partners for a long time, and you brought some of your partners from your first venture to the second venture. Right. So you probably do know as much or more about partnerships than most people do. In hindsight, what kind of advice would you give people about partnerships?
Well, it's not about, you can never be about you in the partnership. It's always about the others. And for those people who want to build organizations, they need to be outer-directed. In terms of and have peripheral vision and care for people they're working with. And if they reciprocate in like kind, you build a very strong organization.
But a lot of law firms start, and as lawyers emerge in the law firm, they go off and split off and create other law firms. You've retained your original partners through this whole process at Tarlow Breed.
I had the capacity to build loyalty because I was more interested in them than I was interested in myself. I was more interested in their careers than my career. And I figured that the benefit of being interested in them would be more than enough to satisfy my needs and wants in life.
Now, you decided to create a family business association. There was not a family business association prior to that. Do you want to talk about the FBA a little bit?
The Family Business Association is a nonprofit corporation. It's dedicated to educating and honoring and empowering family businesses. And there was a void in the marketplace. Everybody would like to, there's a void in the marketplace, and there's no organization that is dedicated to that education and empowerment of family businesses. And myself and yourself, Jeff Davis, Brian Nagel, and Alden Napoli came together and formed an organization that would allow the family businesses to be recognized and honored. And it's interesting about the organization. We can talk about all the effort we put into it, but it's really been a community demand that has pulled us forward. And the people want and are interested in what we're doing, all right? And we're just satisfying that demand. And I suspect we're the only organization, nonprofit organization in America, okay, that's non-university based, okay, that's principle, that's vision and mission is to educate and honor and empower family businesses. So what we're doing here in Massachusetts has the opportunity to be migrated throughout the United States of America. As everybody knows, small business comprises most of the business in America, and 80% of those small businesses are family businesses.